KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Wednesday morning. It is 10 after 9. Hoping everybody's having a great start to your morning. And Mary, we're talking a lot of nice weather coming up.
Well, don't we all love to hear that? My goodness. I talked with one of our colleagues over in Perham, Dave Howie, this morning, and we were saying that we deserve some nice weather because we had kind of a long stretch of some pretty darn cold. So he and I agreed that we were owed this.
Definitely.
In February. So not saying that we won't get some of that again, but for now, enjoy this warmth that we're going to have. Looks like right through Saturday we'll be in the mid-20s.
Yeah, and
lower
30s
tomorrow,
next week.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's great. So looking forward to that and finally be able to, maybe now you can get out and actually do some walking, take the dog out for a walk, go sledding, snowmobiling, whatever it is you like to do outside and be able to do it.
I just want my heating bill to go down.
Well, that too, of course, is very important because
back-to-back $300 gas bills. Ooh.
I know. It does cost a lot to keep warm, doesn't it? Yeah. So that, and it wasn't just 0 or 5 below.
No.
We had some 30 below actual air temperatures,
chilly.
and boy, that's hard on a heating system for sure. Well, okay, so now I want to say to all you protesters and agitators in Minneapolis, St. Paul, okay, now they have given a little bit, and now you have to give a little bit. They're going to draw down 700 law enforcement agents, most of them ICE agents. That was announced in a press conference just about maybe an hour ago from Tom Homan saying, we've got some cooperation, and I don't know how cooperative. I hope we can believe that, and I think when Tom is just like a no baloney kind of a guy, he doesn't say what he wants you to believe. He says what's actually going on. I do believe that, and he says that he is getting cooperation from Minneapolis law enforcement and from the governor and the mayor.
A little shocked to hear that he's actually getting some.
I am too. And then if you are a Facebook person or Instagram, well, Facebook mostly because they're videos, but Walz is still shooting his mouth off.
Oh yeah, he can't help himself.
And I don't know. And same with Jacob Fry. And are those even real? Are they true videos? Who knows? But anyway, Tom Homan says there is cooperation. And again, he is stressing they're not backing down. They're not going away. They're not going to quit doing what they're doing. But if these protesters will back down and, stop all the shenanigans they've got going on, and they're threatening ICE officers. They're threatening law enforcement. They're going to their houses. They're finding out who they are and putting it on social media. And known as doxing. You can't do that. It's illegal. So those people should go to jail too.
Yep.
Anyway, I just loved what Tom Homan had to say. He's very direct. He said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to draw down by 700 officers effective immediately. That means 700 less ICE officers on the ground. Now, if you're a protester who's been out there for the past month or maybe longer, this is your opportunity to back down a little bit too. You need to give a little bit as well.
I doubt it. I think they're going to see it.
And they won't. And, and a lot of those people who are stirring the pot are paid protesters. Well, they're certainly not going to back down because they're not going to give up that paycheck.
I think they're going to double down.
Yeah, maybe so.
We're winning. We're winning.
Yeah, well, now their newest tactic is setting up barricades on streets. And like Tom Homan said, the only thing that you are achieving by these barricades, first of all, they're illegal.
Yep.
The only thing that you are achieving is you're keeping your neighbors from getting to the grocery store, from getting to school to pick up their kids. You're just impeding everyone, your neighbors, your friends, and it's really not doing anything to the ICE officers.
And of course, where's the police department?
Well,
Nowhere to be found.
I did see a video that said police nowhere to be found. So Tom Homan did say that he had talked with the Minneapolis police chief, and he has agreed that they will be out taking care of these barricades. And they will first ask the protesters to remove the barricade. And if they don't, then they will be removed by law enforcement. So there is some kind of agreement. Now, whether or not they actually go forward with that, I guess, remains to be seen. But it feels like there is a little bit of give, at least from the Trump administration side of things. And I think, and I'm hopeful that that will be a sign to people that they're willing to work to get to, some kind of agreement that doesn't cause so much trouble, so much mayhem, and so much danger to not only Minneapolis, St. Paul, its residents, but to the country as a whole. Because sadly, everybody's looking at Minneapolis.
Yep. And as I was mentioning earlier, a couple days ago, Mark the Van Camp and Robbins is like, what's wrong with Minnesota? Can we just unplug it and plug it back in? Can we try that?
Oh, boy, yeah, reset. We need a reset for sure. I don't know that Minnesota is ever going to look like Minnesota again,
No.
and that sounds pretty Danny Downer, but that's just how I feel today. It's happened to all of us. We've been on vacation somewhere, and people say, the first thing you meet somebody on your vacation, where are you from? Isn't that the first question?
Yep.
Or you're sitting in an airport, or you're sitting at a train station, or however you travel. And the first thing people say is, where are you from? And, for us, across the country, people know Fargo. But Fargo had this kind of laughable connotation to people from across the country, especially after that stupid, hateful Fargo movie. So I never used Fargo as a landmark because then the jokes came. And it was hard to even say Minnesota because if you actually accentuate the O like it is meant to be, then, you talk like a Minnesotan. Well, nope, I'm just using all my vowels and consonants like we're supposed to. But I'm not, I'm going to start using Fargo as my landmark now.
Yeah.
I won't even, and so I used to say, we are northwest of Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Oh, don't
About
wanna do that.
180 miles, but not going to do that because, boy, today you can't get far enough away from Minneapolis, St. Paul for me.
No.
Nope. Anyway, Homan made the announcement during that press conference this morning and saying, again, 700 federal agents would be departing the Twin Cities effective immediately. He added that the ultimate goal is a complete drawdown of federal presence. But he said, I have to have these agitators, these protesters, once they go away and once they stop with the awful rhetoric and the dangerous doxing of agents, then there will be a complete pullout, but not until then. He highlighted meetings that he had with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, Attorney General Keith Ellison, and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, urging them to allow local jails to communicate with federal law enforcement about when they plan to release illegal immigrants being detained there. So if they would just do that, just think the safety of taking those people into custody at a jail.
Yeah.
A lot safer than on the streets or in homes, for sure. He went on to say, we currently have an unprecedented number of counties communicating with us now and allowing ICE to take custody of illegal aliens before they hit the streets. Unprecedented cooperation, unprecedented, one of our most hated words. But he said it is unprecedented cooperation. And he said, I'll say it again, this is efficient and it requires only 1 or 2 officers to assume custody of a criminal alien target rather than 8 or 10 officers going into the community and arresting that public safety threat. And people are mad too when they're going into a house. They're taking out that illegal alien criminal, and if there are other illegals in the house, they're going too. And he's told them that. So wouldn't everybody, even on the other side, be happier if all of this happened within the confines of a jail? So that's what they're trying to achieve. Supposedly there is some kind of effort from the other side to do that. Yeah, and we had a texter send this in, and it's a great question. So why hasn't someone found out which hotels are housing the protesters?
Oh, that'd be great.
Then post it so we can boycott these places. Well, yeah, so they're boycotting the places because the ICE officers were there. And yeah, wouldn't that be nice? So, but nobody does that. And you can't tell me that the other side doesn't have that kind of technology. But
Oh, yeah.
we don't see that happening. So anyway, but a little bit of hope on the horizon if you can just try so hard to believe that. I do like all the things that he says. He's very firm, very transparent. He said, he was asked the question after the press conference, how many agents would still be on the ground? And he said the number is about 2,000. So going to get rid of 700 effective immediately. So they'll be moving out today. Should make a few people happy anyway, if they can ever be happy. Bill Stevenson, I don't know if you have heard that name. He's the former husband of First Lady Jill Biden.
Okay.
And he has been indicted for first-degree murder in
Whoa.
Delaware. Wow, she's got a couple of doozies that she was connected to. Newcastle County Police said the charge is linked to the death of his second wife,
Oh.
who died in late December. She was later pronounced, second wife, she was pronounced dead, and the grand jury returned the indictment on February 2nd, and police arrested Stevenson soon after. It doesn't say what happened or, but anyway, he has been arrested, and
That's interesting.
yeah, that is interesting. U.S. Navy shot down an Iranian drone that approached. They said it was aggressively approaching, and I suppose they have some criteria for what is aggressive behavior. But it approached an aircraft carrier in the Arabian Sea yesterday. The Pentagon reported the drone aggressively closed in on the USS Abraham Lincoln, about 500 miles from Iran's southern coast, and unnecessarily maneuvered toward the ship. An F-35 fighter jet was deployed and destroyed the drone, and no personnel were harmed. The House narrowly passed a funding package, 217 to 214, sending it to the president and ending the partial government shutdown. The bill funds most federal agencies. Now we just have until September till we have this fight again. However, it does keep the Department of Homeland Security operating only till February 13th. Just gave them a couple of weeks so that they can try to come to some agreement on what Department of Homeland Security looks like, and especially all this ICE agent business.
Well, the funny thing is they're putting digging their heels in and said, we want to defund ICE. ICE is fully funded until 2029.
Right. So you can't defund them.
You can't defund them. They're already funded.
Taken care of. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is DHS, Department of Homeland Security, involves so much more. It's not just ICE. It's TSA when you go to the airport. Do you want less TSA agents at the airport? I don't.
No.
I want those guys looking at every person that comes through there. It affects FEMA. So what if we had another...
Well, we're in the middle of an ice storm right now.
Right. And people just don't see the whole picture, it seems. So anyway, DHS can't be dismantled. So anyway, hopefully there's a bit of common sense that will help them come to some agreement before the 13th of February. Spain is the latest country that will ban social media access for users under 16. Now, I don't know exactly how they carry that out because it's pretty easy to get an account.
Are you over the age of 16?
Yeah, I mean, they just
Yes.
ask you a question and obviously you can lie. There ought to, and maybe there are some more strict, things in place now. I don't know. But anyway, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez says the restrictions will take effect next week, explaining social media has become a failed state. Oh, amen. A place where laws are ignored and crime is endured. He added the platforms must install real age verification systems. So there it is. I don't know what that looks like, but that sounds good. And Bill and Hillary Clinton, and we talked about this yesterday, will testify before the House Oversight Committee in its investigation of Jeffrey Epstein. Chairman Representative James Comer said the couple accepted the panel's terms after facing a possible contempt of Congress vote. Hillary Clinton is scheduled for a deposition on February 26th and husband Bill on February 27th. The depositions will be held behind closed doors. They wanted it to be open and...
Oh, I wish it was open.
Yeah, I don't really care as long as they talk to both of them. Now, what they say, could be, I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth.
Can you do that in front of...
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't be forced to incriminate yourself.
Okay. All right, and we'll give you the update. Just a bizarre story about NBC's morning anchor, Savannah Guthrie, her mother, being abducted from her home in Tucson. She's now been gone. This is day 4, and we'll give you what little update there is and a little bit of talk of ransom. So we'll talk about that when we come back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
KBRFradio.com news. Get the news that matters delivered straight to your inbox. With KBRF Daily Headlines, you'll stay up to date on everything happening in your community. Sign up today and receive a roundup of the day's top stories all in one email. It's fast, convenient, and it's always free. From local updates to breaking news, KBRF brings you the headlines you need right at your fingertips. Visit KBRFradio.com and sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, right away hear how the caucuses went Tuesday night, straw poll analysis and such, and hear who's dropping out as a result and or pledging support for other candidates. Hey, it happens. At 4:06, hear what beer Ray has picked out, then hear fellow Ox listeners' Why Nots on Why Not Wednesday with the Boulder Tap House. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
What's the ox say?
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
Dairy pumps that were designed more than 50 years ago do not meet today's large dairy farm requirements. Bopeller pumps by McFinn Technologies were born and patented this century with a unique and innovative design that ensures gentle, low-shear pumping along with efficient, high capacity and long seal life. Bopeller pumps for all your applications will ensure your dairy is operating with 21st century technology. Bopeller is American innovation. Contact your dealer today.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
morning. I'm Tyler Donaldson here on the Red River Farm Network with your morning market update. Grains markets starting out the day's trade with a lot of red on the board. Soybeans contracts currently trading about 2 to 4 cents lower. Corn anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 lower. Wheat contracts all anywhere from about a penny to 5.5 cents lower to start out the day. And taking a look at wheat, or a closer look at wheat now, wheat markets heading for another day of lower trade as burdensome world supplies are continuing to suppress prices. Also, rumors of India producing a record crop also putting pressure on wheat, as well as good weather in northern African wheat-producing nations. The Middle East also likely to see a boost to their wheat production here going forward. Russian attacks on Ukraine continuing to impact the energy infrastructure as well, even ahead of the proposed Wednesday-Thursday meeting between the U.S., Ukraine, and Russia to discuss a peace accord. In addition to that, for wheat is the expansion of the plains dryness, also getting a little bit of a boost there. In the week's state condition report, number one producer Kansas is still rated at 61% good to excellent, with just 10% poor to very poor. On the corn front, public discussion set for late May, and any proposed implementation of the 45Z tax credit is rumored to be late in the fourth quarter of the year. Rain headed for arid Argentine crop areas also affecting corn numbers here today. Reporting Agriculture's Business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
From budgeting to year-end analysis and goal setting, North Dakota Farm Management delivers another set of eyes in a one-on-one client-based program.
To me, I think we're just another tool in the toolbox. We provide a crucial resource to achieve your goals and to make sound business decisions and make sure that farm stays profitable for generations to come.
Take control of your records and your future. Visit ndfarmmanagement.com to connect with an instructor near you. Are you a farmer looking to stay on top of trends in the industry? Attend the International Crop Expo, February 18th and 19th at the Alara Center. This free event includes seminars and a trade show featuring over 100,000 square feet of farm machinery and vendors. Hear from keynote speakers Michelle Miller and Daryl Richardson. International Crop Expo at the Alara Center in Grand Forks, February 18th and 19th. Learn more at cropexpo.com.
Farmers and ranchers depend on farm radio. In fact, the average farm has 11 radios. Over half of our farm listeners have 20 or more radios on the farm. The Red River Farm Network is your go-to source for farm news, markets, and weather. Dedicated, determined, dependable. Don Wick, Jamie Dickerman, Tyler Donaldson, Drew Lerner on the Red River Farm Network. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
This is Red River Farm Network farm broadcaster Don Wick. Join me for exclusive coverage from CattleCon 2026. We're reporting from Nashville, delivering the latest information regarding policy, trade, and markets, all within the cattle business. CattleCon coverage sponsored by the North Dakota Beef Commission, North Dakota Stockmen's Association, and Minnesota Beef Council. It's CattleCon from Nashville, reporting agriculture's business on air, online, and on the go.
May wheat Minneapolis a penny and a half lower at 5.80. Chicago May wheat's down 5 3/4 to 5.32 even. KC wheat contract, March contract down 6.5 to 5.28 1/4. March corn trading 2 3/4 lower at 4.25 3/4. March soybeans down 4.5 to 10.61 1/4. In Winnipeg, March canola is up 6.70 per metric ton at 6.56 Canadian. February live cattle are $1.45 higher at 241.77. March feeders up 4.82 to 372.75. February hogs are 12 cents lower, currently 88.42. Reporting agriculture's business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
If you're building a new house or shop this summer, Easy Open Garage Door in Fergus Falls is here to help you pick the right garage door for your new build. Call today for a free estimate. Commercial or residential, make it easy with Easy Open Garage Doors. Call 218-770-DOOR.
Love sports? Turn your evenings and weekends into paid action. News Talk 1250 KBRF is hiring local sports videographers to capture the excitement on game night. $60 per game, training provided, no experience needed. Just bring a passion for sports, get on the field, get paid, and be part of the action. You must have a valid driver's license. Apply today at mriker@layton.media. That's MRIKER at layton.media. Get on the field, get paid, and be part of the action.
KBRFradio.com news. Get the news that matters delivered straight to your inbox. With KBRF Daily Headlines, you'll stay up to date on everything happening in your community. Sign up today and receive a roundup of the day's top stories all in one email. It's fast, convenient, and it's always free. From local updates to breaking news, KBRF brings you the headlines you need right at your fingertips. Visit KBRFradio.com and sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. Today we're going to top out around the 20. 19 for tonight's low, a little bit of snow possible. We hit 35 for a Thursday, 20 Thursday night, 27 Friday, 29 Saturday, 32 on Sunday, Monday 37, and 32 on Tuesday. So a very, very nice week ahead of us. Right now, cloudy skies, 18. It's News Talk 1250 KBRF and Morning Talk brought to you this morning and every morning by our good friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument. So, Mary, great week ahead of us.
Oh my gosh, I can hear. Can you hear the smile in Dave's voice when
I
he
am very excited.
It's really fun to give that kind of a forecast as opposed to below zero. In fact, yesterday I was doing the forecast on one of our other stations, and I kept saying overnight low 6 below. Wait, no, I mean above. We had just become conditioned to say below zero, and that is not in the forecast as far as we can see ahead. So, right?
Yeah, I'm just double checking what our actual low is. Our low is coming up on Friday night, 8, but that's 8 above.
Okay, all right. So we, as far as we can look ahead, which is like 10 days, you don't see any below zero temperatures.
Nope.
So that is something to cheer for today. So if everything else makes you mad today, at least you've got the weather on your side.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So there's your rainbow for this Wednesday. Can't believe it's Wednesday again already. I did one of those things yesterday, like, wait now. I feel like I went to work yesterday and today. That makes today Tuesday. Is it already Tuesday? And I had to really think about what day it was because I felt like I was just starting the work week.
I've been filling in for Brady all week, so I'm really feeling my Wednesday.
Yeah, I bet you are. So anyway, we are middle of the work week, and we're getting into this first full week of February. So put that one behind us, and it's a short month. Oh my goodness. Spring going to be here before we know it.
I'm trying to remember. I remember hearing about it on the Ox. They talked a little bit about how just rare this month of February is. I want to say this happens like every 850-something years or something around there, where the calendar lines up that there's 4 Sundays, 4 Mondays, 4 Tuesdays, 4 Wednesdays, 4 Thursdays, 4 Fridays, 4 Saturdays. I mean, it's just...
And in a short month, no less.
Yeah, I mean, it's like every month or every day of the week is the same all week or all month.
Wow. That's almost unheard of when there's only 28 days to work with.
Yeah, but I mean, it comes out perfectly because it's, 4 times 7 is 28. So
okay.
It's
I guess
everything's just clean. If you look at a calendar, it looks really nice.
Wow. Yes, very clean calendar for this year. That sounds like more good news for a Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we told you we're going to update you on Savannah Guthrie's missing mother, Nancy. Just a bizarre story.
It gets worse the longer it goes.
It kind of does get worse. And the fact, the real scary thing, I'm sure, for the family is that she has medical issues that require medication. And I don't know if they found her medication at her home or if potentially she could have it with her. Hard to say. Unlikely, I would think.
When you're being kidnapped in the middle of the night, grabbing your meds.
Hey, grab your meds. Yeah, no. Authorities are investigating a ransom note now connected to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos confirmed the note was sent to an Arizona news station on Monday, containing specific details about the 84-year-old's home and clothing. The FBI reviewed the note before sharing it with Savannah. Nancy was last seen Saturday night at her Tucson home, but didn't show up for church on Sunday morning, which, of course, set off alarm bells to her friends that normally go to church with her. Sheriff Nanos believes she was abducted, calling her residence a crime scene. Blood was discovered inside and outside the home. Investigators express urgency since Nancy requires daily medication and has limited mobility, but no cognitive issues. So, but anyway, what are we on, like 72 hours or something like that? I think this is day 4.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you get Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah. So it's pretty concerning to be.
Yeah.
And it, other than this potential ransom note, and it doesn't say anything about it, what it has asked for, anything like that.
They're keeping that information.
I'm sure. But anyway, could that potentially, help them find this missing woman? I sure hope so. Of course, Savannah was slated to go to Italy to cover the Olympics, and of course, she will not be doing that, and she will be staying with her family in Tucson. So, I thought it was interesting. Many times what we see so in the morning, I flip back and forth between Fox News and NBC. Just because if there's a story out there, I like to see if
both sides are covering
NBC will actually pick it up. And most times they don't. Of course, they would never air a press conference with Tom Homan.
No.
Rather, we have to hear about the Puppy Bowl and stuff like that, rather than hear from Tom Homan. Anyway, but when it goes in reverse, Fox News has been covering the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie with regularity and providing regular updates. Even the President Donald Trump, even came out saying, I get along with Savannah Guthrie. I am hurting for her family, wishing them well. Had some nice things to say about the Guthrie family. So even the President of the United States is coming out in prayer and support of the Guthrie family. So I thought that was
such a cowardly act, though, to kidnap somebody's mom.
Boy, that's for sure. So I don't know if there will be anything, more that comes from this ransom note. But what other reason would an 84-year-old person be abducted and nothing taken from the home? I mean, pretty clear what they're looking for here. All right, let's see what else we have. Okay, so American Idol, I don't know if it's getting a lot more press or we're just seeing it because we've got one of our local boys on the show. But they are going to stream live on Disney Plus now for the first time ever. And it's not going to start till March 30th, so you can't watch this season, or at least, I don't know how long it goes on.
I got a feeling that that's when they start the live shows, because most of these places, they do kind of a, couple rounds or something that's, taped, and then they go to live shows where you can vote.
Well, I can't wait to see when Chris Tunkseth is on the show, because I know that American Idol's cameras came to Fergus Falls.
Yeah.
And so they have, they shot some background with his family and, places he knows and probably works, that sort of thing. So I that's going to be really fun for those of us in Fergus Falls and the surrounding area to see. Anyway, so that's going to happen starting on March 30th. And they will have, this is marking the first time that the competition series simultaneously broadcasts on both ABC and the streaming platform. The show joins Dancing with the Stars as Disney Plus' second live unscripted series. A companion video podcast called American Idol Official Podcast will debut when live shows begin in late March, offering behind-the-scenes content and exclusive interviews. Season 24 premiered a week ago, Monday, the 26th of January. 8.27 million viewers across their platform. So we're not the only people watching.
Yeah, but I mean, the only reason I'm watching is to see Tom
me too. But I got to tell you, I have enjoyed watching it because unlike these other competition shows, there's not all that so much garbage in between when you actually get to hear somebody sing. So it's pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it, and I might even keep watching it.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see.
Mary.
We'll see. Because I am not a reality show girl at all. Anyway, the show remains hosted by Ryan Seacrest with judges Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie. This season features new elements, including the Ohana Round at Disney's Aulani Resort and Hollywood Week relocated to Nashville. Episodes continue airing live on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock our time, and next day on Hulu, if you have that. So we are still so behind the times at our house. We don't even have any way of, like, fast forwarding our TV or recording. We don't even have any of that. And you know, every time I call Dish Network and say, okay, hey, you got to come to the house, I'm having trouble, then they bring all the equipment and try to upgrade. And of course, it just costs you more. But I suppose one of these times they're going to come and say, listen, lady, if you don't upgrade, you're done on Dish Network because your old junk is just going to quit working altogether. But it's already so expensive.
Yeah.
And until it came to American Idol and somebody we know being on the show, I could care less about recording anything because there's just nothing good enough out there to record.
Well, I mean, even after he's on the show, I'm pretty sure you can find it on the American Idol YouTube channel or Instagram or whatever.
I'm sure you can. So I'm not going that route. But sooner or later, they're going to tell me, listen, you just have to upgrade. Your old equipment just plain isn't going to work anymore. And whether that's true or not, I don't know. I've put them off. I can't tell you how many times. I'm like, when I make the appointment, the guy that comes to our house is the same guy every time.
Oh.
And he's just so helpful and so nice. He's a Z103 listener, by the way.
Nice.
And so once he came to the house and, you know, we had a conversation about Z103. It was kind of fun. And he's been super helpful. And I just told him, hey, don't even give me, I'll tell him you gave me the pitch. I don't have time to hear it. I know what you're going to say. It's a no. Just go ahead and help me here, would ya? And he's just great about that. Anyway,
that's good.
Yeah. Okay. So there is a Spanish figure skater, and his name is Tomas. I'm not even going with the Sabate, I think is his last name. Anyway, he is going to perform a Minions themed routine at the Winter Olympics.
Oh, wow.
So he has a Minions outfit on, and he uses the Minions music.
Oh.
Anyway, it was put on hold for a bit because...
Copyright?
Universal Studios has now granted music rights for him to use the Minion music. The 6-time Spanish champion was told Friday he couldn't use his crowd favorite program due to, as you mentioned, copyright issues, despite completing musical procedures with the International Skating Union. Well, he found out last Friday, so close to the most important competition of my life. He said, I was incredibly disappointed. Anyway, however, massive fan support prompted Universal to reconsider. Huge thank you to everyone who reposted, shared, and supported. So see, that does really work sometimes. Because of you, Universal Studios reconsidered and officially granted the rights for this one special occasion. So,
do you think he makes it into the top 10?
Perhaps. I don't know. Who knows?
He's doing a Minions thing.
I don't know. And, of course, if you are a follower of what's to come on the Olympics, You know that Lindsey Vonn was trying to make her come back, and
she says she's going to go.
She says she's going to go. She has what, a torn ACL?
Torn ACL, messed up meniscus, and what else? Bone bruising.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Got to get the music
But
in there.
she says she's going forward, and it's all about stabilizing the knee because she skis up to 85 miles an hour.
That just screams you're going to get hurt.
Do you think? I don't know, but sometimes, there's athletes that just won't say no, and she absolutely is one of them.
I think she realized this is her last possible Olympics.
41? Is
41.
that what she is? Yeah. Yeah.
So she'd be 45 for the next time around.
Yeah, and she wasn't going to do it. I mean, she has retired
multiple times.
A few times. Anyway, yeah. So I'll be cheering for it. That's something it's really hard for me to watch, knowing that I think it's hard to watch anyway because when you tumble at 85 miles an hour,
you get hurt.
You get hurt, and you could get hurt badly. So it always makes me nervous to watch those people. It makes me nervous to watch the skaters as well. Yeah, because I'm just, you're just waiting for them to fall or crash, and anyway, so it'll be, I think, harder to watch her. But I probably will. The skiing I really kind of like watching.
I like watching skiing too.
Yeah.
Michaela Schifrin is really good as well, so we'll see how she does.
Yep. Here is a story of Beverly Price. She is a 90-year-old English teacher at Detroit Country Day School. Detroit Country Day School in Beverly Hills, Michigan. She received a Guinness World Record on Monday for the longest career as a female language teacher. She has taught since 1958, which totals 67 years. The school held a surprise assembly to present the certificate featuring guest speaker Courtney Vance, a Tony and Emmy-winning actor and one of her former students.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. She really taught me how to write and to put wonderful thoughts together, and because of that, we've stayed in touch. That's what he told a local TV station. Price's notable former students include actor Robin Williams and former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer. Despite her age and record-breaking career length, she has no retirement plans. She said, "I have no plans to retire. I love this school. I love to teach." And she said all this during the ceremony celebrating her achievement. So
had some big name kids.
Yeah, for sure. And, if you can keep doing it and they are okay with keeping you, why would she want to give that up, right? Maybe that's what's keeping her so young.
Exactly. She's got purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's it. You take that away, and I bet she would falter quickly. Okay, so here's a story from stupidity, I guess. Milton, Massachusetts homeowner accidentally ignited his house ablaze while using a blowtorch to melt ice from his roof.
Wow.
Wow is right.
That is dumb.
Yeah, the flames rapidly spread into the attic, creating a major blaze that required assistance from multiple neighboring towns. Milton Fire Deputy Chief John Erner said firefighters initially expected a minor incident, but discovered the whole attic was fully involved in fire after they took the gutters off. One witness describing seeing flames in the gutter before. Smoke was coming from everywhere. The whole roof was consumed. Crews battled the fire for hours in freezing temperature. No injuries were reported. And from my days of my dad being on the fire department, and now my nephew Luke is on the fire department, which was one of my dad's greatest achievements. That was a source of one of the greatest sources of pride for my dad is when Luke became a firefighter. But I remember in icy conditions like these below zero temperatures and fighting fire, and how hard it was and how difficult for those who were fighting the fire. And I think sometimes we don't think about what our firefighters go through when they are called to an emergency like that. So,
but can you imagine what both his insurance agents is going to say
goodness.
about that, and of course his wife if he's married?
Yeah. Well, I mean, who thinks that is a good idea?
I've seen them use the blowtorch to do their driveway.
On the driveway.
But
I have seen that too.
yeah, but your house is flammable.
Yeah, exactly. And we have one of those torches, that I suppose we could use on the driveway. We haven't done that. You know what we use it for is for weeds between the rocks.
Yep.
And it's great for that.
Yeah, I've got friends who live on farms that have them, but I'd have to look at and see what this guy has. But there's also some, shall we say, made for flamethrower type things that's what they're doing.
Right. Well, that just I don't know who I don't know anyone who would think that was a good idea. I mean, I've done some dumb things, but never like that. Maybe my dumbest one ever, when I was a kid, I went to the fair and they had what they called spin art.
Oh, yeah.
And down in the hole, there was a spinny thing, and they'd put the piece of paper on there, and then it would spin, and then you got to dump the paint.
Yep, I remember that.
Remember it?
Yep.
Okay, so you made this cool piece of artwork when you were done. And I had this bright idea to try that at home.
Oh.
So, yeah, one of my best friends growing up, we have been friends since we were 4 or 5 years old. And she and I recount this story with each other often. But I took the grate off a fan, like a big box fan.
Wow.
I took a paper plate. I'm going to say we because she was in on this with me. And we cut a hole for it to fit over the center of the fan. And then, of course, we turned on the blades and we began to dump paint, not realizing that as it spun, paint was going everywhere.
Learned about centrifugal force.
Thank heaven we were in the basement and we were on the cement floor side of the basement. But I do have to tell you, if my mom were alive today, she could recount the story. And she was not very happy. To make it even worse, we took the paper plates and we hung them on the clothesline to dry. So now the clothesline is full of paint. Yeah, it was an experience. And I don't even know how old I was, maybe 8, 9 years old. Not very bright.
Wow.
Yeah, I've matured since then, okay? Dumbest story ever. All right. Coming up on 10 o'clock, that's going to wrap it up, our show today and every day, brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great Wednesday.